You don't know the power of the dark side.
Greetings, everyone. Wolf here with another edition of Bedrock Minecraft. And here we are over at the smeltery that we're working on. And last episode, we managed to get the walls in place. And we now need to really get going on getting the insides done. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to get at least a roof up on top of this thing. And what I would like you guys to do is on that top ring where we have the staircase, the second ring of stairs. Remember, we have, from the last episode, we have 2 rings of stairs going around. Alright, you're going to skip a space going down and go on the next block down, which is the top level where that terracotta was when we built the walls. And you're just going to put a wall of junk blocks, because it really doesn't matter what this floor is going to be like. And up here, just one single layer of brick going around this whole ring. Alright, so let me get that all in place, and then we'll continue with the roof. And the sub roof is now in place, everybody. Okay, now we have to knock out a few blocks. Here's the front. Right here, alright. So we're going to base everything off the front here. And the first thing we're going to take notice of in the far back wall, there's a change up. So if we go over here, alright, and if you count from, because here's the corner, right? So you count from this block here. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, on the 6th one, you're actually going to take out the floor and create a hole here. All right, then count 2 blocks over from that hole and put another second hole here, and then ring it with brick block just like this. All right, so both holes should go right through the subfloor or sub roof on both sides here. If you want to see exactly where this wall lines up, here is the pillar section of the wall that we built last episode. All right. So once again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is where the hole should be. All right. And then 2 more over, there should be a secondary hole. Make sure there's a block on the underside of these staircases, because these are actually going to be water elevators. That's why these holes are here. Okay, next up is we need to take out a section of the flooring and put these redstone blocks down. Well, you can also use levers and redstone torches, if you don't actually have the supplies. I'm going to use the redstone blocks. I happen to have them on hand. And basically, we're going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, we're counting with Minecraft. And then we're going to knock out the entire floor. Just like so. We're building. No, actually, we're deconstructing. We're not building, we're deconstructing. Get the right terminology. And then 21 blocks. Well, 20 actually. I'll show you where the 21st one actually goes. Alright. Let me get this because I actually need my cobblestone. I'm actually running out of it. And then somewhere in the middle, alright, we're going to, it doesn't matter which one, either this one or this one, you're going to knock out 1 block next to where the wall is. And put your redstone block there. Or your lever or whatever it is underneath the floor, of course. Alright, now we're going to come back to the back wall, and in the middle of this entire section, you're going to knock out 8 blocks, 4 on each side. So this whole middle section comes out of here. Just like so. Alright, and in that hole, we're going to take these hoppers. You're going to face this hopper on this block right here. Alright, facing the back wall. The left side has to face down. Alright, and then from there, we're going to face the rest of that row into that hopper. And then we can hopper chain the rest of these adjacent to the other ones. So make sure that this one here, facing the back wall, faces downward. And all of the ones face in, so it comes and collects into this final hopper right here. Alright, let me go get that cobblestone, because fortunately I do need it. Collecting supplies on the Bedrock edition is a little more labor intensive than it is on the Java edition. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's interesting, that's to say the least. Okay. Oh, in case you wanted to see, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like down here now. All right. Let's get back up top. All right. So now, okay, we're going to lay down track. If you don't have enough gold to try to lay down 3 power rails per block, it will function with just a single power rail on each item that's powered. All right. But if you have the gold to do 3, go ahead and use 3. So we're going to start in the middle. There's a reason why I'm starting in the middle. Start in the middle. We're going to come around, and when we reach the end here, you're going to turn it. Come all the way back. And then, of course, you'll go for your part. Now, that's what's going to happen here, which is fine. Let it happen. Go away. And then all you're going to do is you're going to go 1, 1, and then put that one back down. There you go. And then when you get over this side, though, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to come over here. Instead of going completely over, you're going to turn it 1 block earlier. You'll see why when you get around to it. All right? And then you're just going to go all the way back and forth like this. And when you get over to the hoppers, make sure you shift click. Otherwise, you'll open up the hoppers. All right? So let's get this done real quick. Okay, that's all the rails in place. And so, as you noticed, when you came up around to the final bend here, this is why we left that single block of rail empty. So you come up, bring this around, and that's why that extra power there is set up. So it comes up and around and starts re-looping again. All right, and then what's going to be on top of here is grass. Okay, so let's get the hopper minecart going. Okay, so since we start here, let's put it here, and it's going to go up and around. Unfortunately, you're going to have to listen to the noise. I mean, I could have set up a system where, you know, I only activated it once it's doing whatever, but it's just as easy to do it this way. And then when it collects what I want it to collect, it'll come up and over these 4 hoppers, and then come back around and go over these 4 hoppers, and it'll do that each and every time. My tongue is choking me. Every time it comes around and does a loop. All right. Now, what we're going to want to do up here is we're going to start putting up a layer of dirt or grass. And it's actually going to convert over to grass. I'll use dirt. All right. Let me get up top. And around it goes. Where it stops, well, it doesn't, because it's a loop. Anyway, all right, we're back up top here. And what I want to do is I'm going to start setting up the lighting that starts up on top here. So I'm going to take some andesite walls, and in the corner, we're going to take an andesite wall, and then we're going to place one of these lanterns on top of those like that. All right, then we're going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just double check my math here, make sure I'm good. 4, yep. So there's gonna be a space of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another wall, another lantern, skip 2, and then do the same thing. Okay, and then we're gonna repeat on this end. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one. Skip 2. Lantern. Okay, and then we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. Make sure I had everything set up properly. And then, of course, we're going to follow this all the way around going that way. All right, I'll finish that off camera. I'm going to take one grass block. I'm going to stick it in the corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some dirt going here. Take it up to this first lantern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lantern. Sorry about the alarm, guys. Yes, you can actually, if you just point down at the stairs and place it, it'll place the dirt. It's just probably the easier way of doing this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way over to where the two lanterns will meet up from end to end. You're going to take some glowstone and place it down. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because between these, just like so, and then this square here, I'm going to plant spruce tree saplings and make the 4 giant ones. And I'm going to do this 4 times. So there's going to be 4 of these trees up here. Alright, so let me get that all in place and we get the saplings going so we can get done. Alright guys, the nighttime is here and I got the top in place. The grass is starting to grow. The reason I wanted to record this one during the night is I wanted to show you the lighting that was here. To show that the lighting all around and the 4 that surround the trees, there's enough lighting that you don't have to worry about anything up here. Plus it'll help the saplings grow quicker. As you can tell, we have 4 fully grown trees. They will overlap here. It's not really a big deal. The reason I have them separated is because I do want to collect the saplings along with the wood. Alright, so that's... I didn't want to make this any bigger than I already have, as it is. We're coming at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the ends to make sure that we collect any saplings that do fall. I also want to point out, I was looking at this a little bit more, and I got a little worried about this becoming a choke point with the 8 hoppers. So what I did is I added an extra 4 on each side. So there's now, and of course it's going to rain, no big deal. So there's now 16 actual hoppers here. Okay, so what happens is when the hopper minecart goes over the hopper will pull out 2 blocks per pass. So with 16 hoppers here, that's a half a stack of something coming out of the hopper at any given time when it passes once around. Hopefully that should be enough that normally when I build this machine, I usually just build it with 1 tree, so it's never an issue. But I'm building this one with 4, and that gives me at least a stack of wood per tree. So that's 4 slots right there in the minecart hopper to begin with, and there's 5. And I want 1 for the saplings. So I want to make sure there's enough time for it to go completely around. Sorry about the phone, guys. And collect everything, including the saplings. Now, I'm glad this tree here grew. And I wanted to point out, now, while you see these leaves here like this, the only reason they're there is because I hollowed this out so I could show you guys. But these leaves will not normally form. They will not take away the dirt, and they will not form underneath because the rails are considered a full space with regards to the leaf generation. All right, so these leaves actually will not form here. All right, so let's get underneath and build the next piece of this machine. And here we are underneath. And once again, just to show you how the hopper chain is set up. Okay, so we now have 16 instead of the original 8 that I had down here. Here's those 2 holes. Okay. And right underneath the block that's facing downward, the hopper, right here, you're going to place a block. Everything's going to be built off from this spot here. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to need to move you temporarily. Probably here to be fine for now. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a platform starting from here. And what I want to do is from that block, adjacent it, go right across, we're going to put 2 hoppers facing up. So we're going to go jump once so that the hole faces up, squat, jump up one more time, put the second one up here. Okay, then we get back down. And then from this bottom one, you're going to face a hopper into that one. And place a hopper into that hopper just like so. Take this furnace and place it on top of that hopper just like that. Alright. Then, what we're going to do is on this side, face the hopper into the furnace just like so. And get up top. Take a double chest on top of the dropper and hopper so it covers both. And this is part of that charcoal machine that I've built previously. Alright. Now, I got to make sure I check my specs because how tight this room is, I had to make sure to design this. Yeah. So we're going to come off of this end here. So I'm going to need 3 blocks out. 3 blocks again. Alright. And let's see. I can get rid of that for now. Get rid of that for now. Give me... Compare, give me that, and then give me the redstone. Okay, so out of this bottom dropper, we're going to put a comparator. So it's going to compare that there's a value in this dropper. Once it reads that there's a value in there, it'll set up a charge. So watch. I'll put these 2 soul sand in there. And see how it's already picking up the fact that there's a mathematical difference to the power of this container. My tongue doesn't want to work. Okay, now off of here, we're going to take a repeater, set it 2 ticks, just like so. Okay, and then we're going to take redstone dust, bring it around. And what this is actually going to start doing is this will compare this redstone line value with this dropper. All right, so I'm going to put this back in, and now this actually has a value. This is setting up a full power 16 block. And then each time you use a redstone dust, you subtract 1 from that number. And then this input here compares it to this input here, and then comes up with a signal in which it decides, okay, they're different, so I'm going to do something. And what it's doing is actually creating a looping chain. But because there's no other additional activity to tell it what to do, it's going to continue to do this forever, until this value changes or is too great that this redstone hopper comparison line is to a point where it will continue being constant and won't flash like it is. So what we need to do is we now need to tell it what to do, and that's easy enough to do. So we're going to put one more block here. Okay, we're going to put 1 block here, and then I didn't grab it, of course. We're going to need a half slab. It doesn't matter what kind of half slab you want. So I'll just grab the one that should be in here. Yeah, it's in here. Good. So we're going to grab the half slab. And that half slab is going to go on the block. I don't need the droppers now. When you place this, though, you want to make sure you place it on the top part of that blocker so that the bottom half of this is open, because what will happen is I will put the redstone dust on that block there, and it won't break the line because it goes through this hole that is created by the fact there's only half slab here. And on top of this half slab, we're going to go redstone and then redstone on that full block here. So now what happens is when it reads the fact there's a value in this dropper, you see it flash twice. And then what happened is the items were thrown out of this dropper one at a time into the dropper above it, and since it's in a delay reaction, this dropper then also sends the item that has been placed into it up one more and into this chest. Since it goes into this chest and there's a hopper underneath it, that hopper pulls out items. Alright, now since it's soul sand, it won't go into the furnace, but eventually what would happen is that hopper would push it into this slot here of the furnace, and that creates the charcoal machine itself. That is the whole charcoal machine right there, period. Alright, and of course there's a lot more to this machine. Now this is where all the fun stuff comes in. Okay, And I check my notes. Well, we got to start building off to pull it out and compare what we're pulling out of here. All right, so I need some dirt so I can get up here. And what we're going to do is, because we need a fuel source, so of course we're going to use a hopper to put fuel into the furnace. So we're going to put a hopper facing downward into the top of that furnace. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopper chain from here, one going here, and then I believe that should go into the first hole. Correct. Yes. Okay, so this level, so we're 3 blocks, the 4th block up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 1 back. Hopper facing into that wall. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're in line with this hopper here. Go back to 1, 2, and start setting up the hopper chain here. So this is going to go into this one, and then into this one like so. Okay, and then I gotta get up here. And from here I need to put, where are you? I want to cover that hopper right there. I'm using a dropper because it's kind of that's what we do in the Java edition. It's not this dropper is not going to do anything. It's just there to cover the hopper for anything from falling into it and then screwing something up. All right. Okay, now come back around, and off of these 2 hoppers right here, we're going to build a base. So we're going to, just like I did over at the skeleton / zombie farm. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. And before I put these other 2 in, I'm going to put these repeaters here on this bottom block. Oop, that bottom block, not over there. This bottom block. Come on. And then block. Okay, so I'm done with you for right now. Then I'm going to take redstone torch and right on the block where those repeaters are facing into, redstone torch, just like so. So that redstone torch is powering this block, which is preventing this hopper from activating. Okay. Up on top, oops, we're going to go with comparator, and then a chain of redstone dust on these 6 blocks just like this. Okay. And then, oh, I have them ready. You're going to squat and point so the hitbox hits this comparator and place a hopper on each one of those. These are going to be our comparison hoppers. All right. Okay, so now comes even more of the fun stuff. Where that second hole is. So now we're 1 more line up. Okay. So we're along this wall here. And the chain is going to come up on the second one. So we have to go here. Okay. And just like we did here, come 2 out from the wall. 1, 2 underneath that hole. And we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and I miscounted. I actually need 1 more. This is why I said this is going to cost a lot of iron, because just the amount of hoppers that I use in this. And it's 5 iron per hopper. Do I actually have a chest? Yes, I do. Do I have iron in my inventory? No. No big deal. I'll just grab that. Okay. Alright, so we only need 1, so I'll just make 1. Okay. Alright, so now, and then this hopper is going to go on top of that hopper there. Let's pillar up. Okay. Okay. Now, we've now created a complete hopper chain of this setup above us. So any items that come in are going to be pulled out from this hopper and start going into this comparison hopper chain. And what's going to happen is the first one is going to compare it for the spruce logs. If it's a spruce log, it's going to shunt it down and into the furnace so it cooks into charcoal. If it's not a log, but it's a sapling, a spruce sapling, this comparison chain will send this down in here. This is the sapling for the spruce. And the reason I continue this line here is if it's anything else other than a log or a sapling, such as a leaf block, or in case I happen to drop something, because in case I hit the Q key, this will send everything else up to a whole nother box that is just a generic box. Okay. So now we can get down out of here. Alright, and then what we need to do is start building this part of the machine. So what we're going to do is, off of here, where is it? We're going to need another dropper, so we're going to place a dropper here. Oh, nope, I don't want it facing downward. Alright, you'll have to get up. I wasn't sure. We want to... need to get one higher. There, so we want it so that it's facing towards the back of the wall. And we're going to want to do the same thing with this one. Like that. Okay, so they're both facing into the wall. And then what we can do now, ahead of time, is take the soul sand, because we're going to create water elevators out of these, and place it so that it's one block below the dropper. Okay. Oop. Sorry. I got ahead of myself here. Alright, and let's continue our water system here. Wait, you gotta come down 2 more. Okay, that seals that in. That seals that one in. Good. Alright. Now, the thing is we need to tell this dropper to toss the items out. Let's get rid of all this stuff here. Alrighty, so we're going to base. So I'm going to come off of here. That's 6 blocks. And we're going to compare the fact that there's something in that dropper coming out, like we've been doing. Do the 2-tick repeater. Send it into the loop. Okay. And let me get down, check my notes on my design work. Correct. Okay, good. And then I need put a block there. So it comes off of this setup here. Okay. And I need some more of that polished diorite. Actually, the polished diorite, I don't really think it looks too bad in this texture pack. So that's going to go there next to it. And on that block is going to go a repeater. It's going to go a repeater. There you go. Into a block, which is going to have a redstone torch on it. That's going to power that block here, which is going to depower that redstone torch, which does not activate that dropper. But if there's an item that goes into that, let's put the bucket in there. See what happens? Okay. So what happened is it took that item out and put it into this area. Can I pull it out? Does it come out? Nope. Okay. Let me. There it goes. You hear it click? I got it back in because it was in here. Alright. Let's take this block out and I'll do it one more time so you can actually see it. Put it in. And there. And then there will be a water stream here, which will be a bubble stream. And it'll shoot up into the collection chamber that's going to be up there. And we basically just repeat. Oh, what am I doing? Brain not working properly. And we just repeat the same thing on this side. Just double checking my notes again to make sure. Alright, so we're going to come off of this block here, so 6 out. Right. The comparator is going to be here, so we know we're going to have a block here, and then a block here, which is going to have the repeater going into here like so. That faces that way. Wrong block. Which is going to go into that torch, which will depower that torch. Okay. Get up here. Can I hit that block? Yeah, there we go. Same thing here. Remove the dust. Set up our loop. Set up our chain. And this now will work. So let's just take these out real quick. Just so to show you. Put that in there. Bam. There it goes. Alright. Let's get back down. Okay. Get rid of all this junk block. Let's clean it up just a little bit for right now. Once everything's in place, I'll get all the light in here too. Okay. And yes, I will cover these hoppers. Alright, that's the basic charcoal machine for right now. And I will finish up the room next episode. We're going to actually work on the furnace array, which is going to sit on both sides. And one side will be powered by this charcoal machine, the other side will not. Alright guys, so that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting. Y'all take care now. Bye.